Welcome to the outskirts of Danville for my first game of Men Who Would Be Kings. Trying to play in the ACW time frame. Gonna see what happens. If you've seen my video before, my predictions, we'll see if I'm on target or not on target. But this will be 1862, continuing our Bluegrass campaign. Battle for the Bluegrass campaign, excuse me. And the forces of the Confederacy, after seizing Union supplies north of town, basically burned up all the supplies out to the east. And now they're like, screw it, we're coming for Danville. So they are massing up, and they're going to be attacking from the east. Union was kind of thinking they'd attack from the north, so they're repositioning troops as the Confederacy has appeared on the eastern horizon. Here they come. We'll go over forces. We'll go over the battlefield first, then we'll go over forces, and then we'll just go from there. Looking from north to south, got a small hill up there. Nothing too immense in this one. Lots of buildings. Not sure how they're going to come into play. Got some trees, some stone fences. Got a field out there that'll provide light cover, but then you've got a wall around that's going to provide hard cover, so could be good. Whoever's closest to it will get the cover. We got roads. Might speed up people in march column on roads just for fun, just to make the Union response. I didn't want to line the Union up on the walls and then just have them pound the Confederacy as they came in. I actually want to try to see if they can get in position. Give me a chance to play around with the command features. Rivers out there, it's impassable, but they got a bridge and it's not going to be in too much of an effect. Trees will be the usual. If you're behind them, you can't be seen. If you're in them, you get light cover. The snake rail fencing will be light cover. The stone fencing will be hard cover. Some bushes over here. Yeah, should be good. I might actually know, to tell you the truth, I don't know if there's rules for occupying buildings, but we'll see. I think some of the skirmish units might do it. And the objective will be for the Confederates to start seizing parts of Danville and blow away the Union. There will be a second part of this battle, and it will be played with rebels and patriots. So once this is done, I'm just going to basically reposition guys for another attack. And if it's a total slaughter with the Confederacy, I'll have to make some changes a little bit and maybe attack from a different direction. And we'll go from there. But otherwise, hang on to your hats. We'll do forces here in a second, and I will be trying to play my first game. A lot of commentary out loud of questions, stuff like that. I want to show people the mechanism behind the Men Who Would Be Kings. One, just to show people that never played it before, because I've never done one on my channel before. And two, so if and when, or just when I screw up, maybe I can get some corrections from more experienced players. So you guys are always awesome at that, and I appreciate it. Okay, let's do forces, and these commanders are hilarious. I've mentioned before, a lot of these units are actually part of regiments that were at the Battle of Perryville. That was the largest battle that happened in this area. Actually, a large battle happened in Kentucky during the war. It happened in 1862, about 3 to 5 miles, maybe about 5 or 7 miles actually west of here. East, excuse me, I think. Is that right? Yeah, west. And then a lot of the officers whose names are here have changed the ranks. They were actually, they were on the order of battle for either the Confederacy or the Union. So, sort of real, but I didn't want to name people I knew or friends of the channel after these guys, because some of them have some really bad personality quirks. Okay, let's get to it. All right, first up, commanding Company 4th Tennessee Regulars is Captain Warner P. Jones. He has a leadership of 6+, which isn't bad. His trait is he is just hideous. He's ugly. Yuck. His effect is no effect on gameplay. He's just simply hideous to look at. So his men, they won't care. He's ugly, but they like him. He's a good leader. Just disgusting. Over here on the northern side of the battlefield is Captain John Houston Savage. He's a leadership +8, so he's terrible. He's commanding the B Company, 4th Tennessee Regulars. He is drunk, like usual. Big time drunkard. Got some problems going on here. Likes the sauce. Probably started in the war in 1861, and now he's just trying to deal with it by just getting hammered every day. Probably drinking right now. This fellow loves to drink, so I rolled for his leadership at the start of the game, and he is wasted. 8+, worst you can get. On the southern side of the Confederate lines, we have C Company, 4th Tennessee Regulars. Their commander is Lieutenant Calvin Davenport. Leadership, what's he, a 7+? He's a terrible planner. Every time they fire after the first time, they roll a dice and they could run out of ammo. So he thought, didn't even give ammo to his guys, forgot to pick it up. So they've got some stuff left over from the last battle. But that could be interesting. That's him. Next up is Lieutenant Robert Charles Tyler, commanding the Zouave detachment for the 4th Tennessees. He's leadership 7+. His trait is he is short-sighted. That's terrible. He forgot his glasses. And his unit can't fire behind short range, which is not good for light infantry. So the guys that actually could probably shoot from decent, nope. They can only shoot at close range. So they're going to have to get up close and personal. They're going to get hammered. Up here on the north side with the first sharpshooters, 4th Tennessee, Sergeant William Moore. His trait is he's hapless. His effect is he's quite simply the worst man any soldier could serve under. So he is absolutely horrible. Leadership +10. His men might suicide him halfway through this battle. He's a combat ineffective. With the 2nd Tennessee sharpshooters, what do we got? Sergeant Charles Tyler, leadership 6. That's great. He's steady. Steady NCO, and he's well liked by his men. He's probably the only guy out here that knows what the heck he's doing. So he's gonna have to win the whole battle himself because the rest of them are a bunch of just non-hackers. Farther to the north is Sergeant Jefferson Vaughn. He's just a damn fine fellow. Doesn't affect him. He's leadership 5+, so he's really good. So these two guys, between Sergeant Charles Tyler and Sergeant Jefferson Vaughn, they might have to win it for the Confederacy because the rest of them suck. Commanding the Confederate artillery is Lieutenant Tyree Bell. He's also a 5+, so he's great. And he's got the trait Lucky, which could be fun. One time during the game, he can re-roll any one set of dice. So I'll have to put a token down when he gets that lucky roll. But he could make an impact too. Not too bad. And then unfortunately for the Confederacy, Lieutenant Munson Hill is the commander in charge of their cavalry. His trait is he's brutal. He's a leadership 6+, but his guys, he beats his guys, he screams at his guys, he tortures them. They're probably setting their tents on fire while they're sleeping. He's a real butt. Their effect is they're -2 discipline, and they would just love it if this guy got shot. Highest ranking Union commander is Captain Thomas Casey. He's a A Company, 24th Illinois. He's just got a good mustache, so that's it. He's otherwise a forgettable fellow. So you're like, dang, nice mustache, and then you just kind of walk away. But leadership 9+ is terrible, so he's going to be struggling. Captain Nicholas Anderson, he's leadership 5+, which is great. His trait is he's cad, so he's keen to stay safe. The leader moves his full unit at full speed when required to retreat. So instead of a half move if retreating, he's getting out of there. He's going to double up. So he could be, if he's beat back, he might not come back. He's really into getting home after the war. Coming over the bridge, commanding C Company from the 24th Illinois, is Lieutenant Walter Whitaker. Oh boy. He's a bag of nerves. He needs some anti-anxiety megs. Like a Leggett when the going gets tough, leaving his men to their fate. The first time the unit gets pinned, roll a dice roll. 3+, he will desert his men and leaving them leaderless. So the other guy might be cad, but he's really ultra cad. He's going to take off. But he's a 5+, so he could do well. He's got a lot of self-preservation going on. Commanding the Zouave detachment of the 24th Illinois is Lieutenant John Osborne, leadership 6+. He's an idiot. Every time his unit is about to be ordered to roll a die, if the 1 is rolled, I'll just pick the worst possible thing to happen. So very random. I might come up with rules, but I think I'll just kind of put myself in the shoes of what would an opponent do, and I'll say, okay, that's what he does. He can't be ordered to fire on his own troops, though, which is kind of nice. He's just a moron. He's not trying to kill the team. He just doesn't know what he's doing. First group of sharpshooters is Sergeant Charles Henson, Leadership 5. He's a shirker, so I love these leadership rules. I'm trying to read them and keep the camera on it, but these are, I just start laughing. Self-preserving leader may not give orders to attack or fire until his own unit has been attacked. So, great leader, but he's not going to do anything until he's put in danger. Sergeant Orville Hamilton, 6+ leader. He's the general's nephew. Oh, yes. He gets the free upgrade for his unit. He's leadership 6+. He's not the best, but he gets with the... he got the best sharpshooters in the entire regiment and brought them in, so they're on his team. They get the option sharpshooters, so these guys could be great. So that's going to pay off. In the middle of Danville is Sergeant Hugh Reed, leadership 8+. No bueno. He is also drunk. So, and he got the leadership of 8. I rolled the die, and he got a horrible one. So he could lead his men who knows where. I guess I've designated that and that as an in. So he could be going into those and then never come out. Getting hammer timed. Commanding the Union Cavalry is Lieutenant Sidney Barnes, leadership 6+. He's jolly sporty. There you go. Very English to spin to this Civil War battle, U.S. Civil War. He had 2 inches to all of his double actions, so if he goes crazy, he can really go crazy. And I'm playing them not as mounted infantry, I'm playing them as cavalry, so that could lead to some phenomenal charges from these gentlemen. So he's the 8 Company, 1st Kentucky Cavalry. And I forgot to mention the Confederate Cavalry is from Georgia, if you're keeping track at home. And this one ended up being a weird one. With the Union Artillery, leadership +5, Lieutenant Joseph Hawkins. He's got a battery by the church and a battery in the, basically the rectory where the priest, when he's not on duty. He's leadership +5, and he's a damn fine swordsman. So just in case the Union Artillery gets into hand-to-hand, they get a couple extra attacks from him being just so an amazing swordsman. And that's the cast of characters we got to deal with for this fun battle. I'm going to have the Confederates go first. A lot of their units are going to try to switch into close order. And I'm going to try to move forward kind of slowly with that, except for the skirmishers. And but that'll be their first action, will be basically form close order, because you can't start, according to the rule book, you can't start the game in close order. I try to make it easy on myself by going from my left to my right until I get a hang of this rule system. And we're going to start down here, not where I'm looking, way to my left here. And we'll just work our way down the whole flank. Lieutenant Calvin Davenport gets for regular infantry, their free move is to fire and to form close order. So I don't have to roll any checks on that. They move into close order, and that'll be them for turn 1. All right, next up are the Confederate skirmishers under, this guy's an idiot, Sergeant William Moore, leadership 10+. All right, so I got to roll 2 dice, 2 6-sided die. I added the unit's discipline, which is +1. And then I add those together, and they got to be over 10 to complete the action. And I want them to try to move forward at the double. So they score a 9, and that was they are not allowed to move. And this game, if a leader fails, it doesn't wipe out the whole side. It just wipes out his unit, because there's an individual leader for each unit. I think if you have a leaderless unit, it's an 8+. So these guys would actually be better off if their sergeant got shot. So that's saying something. They would do better without him. Captain Warner P. Jones going to order his boys into close order, which is a freebie. So there they are. There's no targets for the Confederate artillery at this time, so they're going to do a freebie for them, which is a stand to order. They're just going to relax and do nothing. Sergeant Charles Tyler with the 2nd Sharpshooters, he's going to try to move his guys forward at the double. He's a leadership of 6+, and they get a +1 for discipline, so we might actually get some success here. So regular infantry can move 6 inches, and they get an extra 1d6 for the at the double. Those gentlemen get into that little group of trees there. Should be pretty good. Range is, I think, 24 inches. I'm going to play with the better rifles just for fun. I think 12 or 9 is close range. So, yeah, might be a good place to hang out for a little while. All right, moving on down the line. Short-sighted Lieutenant Robert Charles Tyler moves his Zouaves into close order. Sergeant Jefferson Vaughn, 3rd Sharpshooters, leadership 5. He's going to move forward at the double as well. Let's see if these guys can roll a 1-2 for their extra die. I wasn't even shocked by that at all. They move forward 7 inches into the trees. Captain what is his name? John Houston Savage. I like his name. Moves his boys into close order as a free move, so they're going to sit right there. When I screwed that up earlier, the artillery commander is actually the one who's sadistic. The cavalry commander, Lieutenant Tyree Bell, leadership 5+, is actually lucky. So that's awesome. He gets to he'll get to re-roll something. Maybe it would have been nice to have the artillery doing that, but that's not what happened. So Lieutenant Tyree Bell, leadership 5+, going to try to move his men forward. Yeah, let's get some combat going. He's going to try to move forward at the double. Unfortunately, he can't seal the deal. They have some command confusion, and they thought he was sadistic, but he's not. So they're like, what? And that'll end turn 1 for the Confederates. Just to go over the battlefield, nothing really happened except for those 2 skirmishers moving into trees. And that's it. And the rest of them moved into close orders of free action. The other free action for all these regular infantry is firing. So we'll see some of that too. But boom, there you go. And we'll get over to the Union side for their turn 1. I'm going to consider these guys moving at the double while they're in column on the road, even though they aren't. So they'll just get an extra +1d6 for free. Lieutenant Walter Whitaker with C Company, leadership 5+, wants to move down the road, see how far he can get. He motivates his boys. Let's see, his bag of nerves haven't kicked in yet. Let's see what his extra 1d6 gets him. They move forward 10 inches, getting towards the intersection. I think they'll be aiming for that wall right about there. Trying to secure the south side of town behind that stone wall. Trying to support them is the 1st Sharpshooters. Sergeant Charles Henson, leadership 5. Gonna try to order his guys forward. He can't do much till he gets shot at. Just to stay in character, I let him move forward just regular. Since he's a shirker, he wouldn't be running straight ahead. So there he is in the trees. And we'll see what he does next turn. A group of sharpshooters up next. The general's favorite nephew, Sergeant Orville Hamilton. They could have a better rank. 6+ leader. His troops are super powerful. Move up to that shrubs there. These guys are sharpshooters, so they're going to take their time and make sure they can blast some people. These boys are fired up. Great roll there. Moves up to those shrubs there with his first move. Start looking for targets to blast here probably next turn. Our resident idiot, Lieutenant John Osborne, still loved by his men, leadership 6+. He's going to try to order his guys. I've got to roll a dice first. If I roll a 1, I'll do something random. All right, he'll be able to make a non-idiotic decision. Let's see if he can pass an order. Sometimes doing nothing makes you an idiot. Here he is. Oh, can't pass an order. Union artillery is going to stand to. Just wait for targets to show up. Captain Thomas Casey, A Company, leadership 9+, wants to move his men forward. Let's see if he can. With their discipline, he's able to succeed. Let's see what his extra 1d6 is. He gets an awesome 11-inch move as he moves down the center road out towards the Confederate artillery, which might not be so awesome. But, yeah, there he is. Good job, buddy. Let's see what the Union alcoholic can do. Sergeant Hugh Reed, 8+ leadership. Trying to move the 3rd sharpshooters out. He passes an order, moves his boys up behind that building there, heading towards the front. That's not bad for being drunk. B Company, Captain Nicholas Anderson, leadership's 5+. Getting a little bit concerned with his well-being, but he's going to try to order his men forward. He passes. I'll give him the extra 1d6 because most of his movement's going to be on the road. He's going to depart the road and go into that area right there. An outstanding move by that gentleman. This gets his boys almost to the front lines. That's nice. Way to go. And I think last is the the Union Cavalry. Lieutenant Sidney Barnes with the 1st Kentucky Cavalry A Company. He's jolly sporty, so he gets that extra 2 inches to move. He's going to move at the double. Try to cut across here and draw their fire. With their discipline of +1, he passes that order. Let me roll the extra 1d6. They move out 14 inches behind these trees. All right. Now, all right, the Union did pretty good. Got a Union infantry streaming out here on the northern side of the battlefield. Got the horrible commanders, the skirmishers moving up with their drunk commander. More, a not so good commander moving his guys up, doing all right. Even both skirmish units moving. The Zouaves failed miserably, and then on the far right flank down south, successful moves too. So Union doing well, working towards the point where they'll be in a good defensive position, hopefully, to repel the Confederate assault. All right, that wraps up turn 1. We'll go on to turn 2. Feeling a little better than I was, but we haven't done anything really exciting yet. So this gives me a chance to get used to the rules a little bit, the leadership and the skills checks. All right, see you in a second. Going to start off on the south side with Lieutenant Calvin Davenport and C Company. Going to try to move forward. All right, they successfully advance 4 inches up onto the rise and stay in close order. Should have a nice little confrontation with the Union coming down the road. All right, on to this gentleman right here. Sergeant William Moore, worst leader in the entire Confederacy. He's going to need to pull out a 9+ roll to be able to move forward at the double. Oh, great job. He pulls it out. They're up onto the rise to the a little bit ahead and to the right of this of C Company. They can really see the Union coming down the road now. They're probably in range of the Union skirmishers too. It's Captain Ugly himself, Captain Warner P. Jones, leadership 6+, trying to move out. So far, so good. These these Confederate troops from Tennessee, running like a well-lubed machine, moving forward on the southern half of the battlefield. All right. Confederate guns can see the Union column marching up the main road. I gotta check to see if artillery gets a free shot or they gotta try to pass an order. Alright, both guns have to try to pass an order. They're both firing to light cover, but they're both reduced cover by 1, so they're gonna be hitting in the open. Due to him being a sadistic commander, gun number 1 is unable to pull the trigger. Let's see if gun number 2 can do it. He's going to pull out the bamboo stick and start beating people. He's crushed the guy's morale. With that -2 discipline, they're unable to fire both times. So that's a failed order for both guns. There's a good life lesson. It doesn't pay to be a butthead. So they suffer. No shooting. Union likes that. Moving on to the next unit, these skirmishers. They're going to take a free action and fire 6 shots into the Union coming up the road. These shots will be at long range, 6 shots. Needing 5s to hit, every 2 will kill somebody. They cut loose and they kill 1 Union trooper. Alright, I gotta do a little quick bit of reading just to make sure I'm not screwing anything up. I think there's a pin check every time I take a casualty. Wow, I didn't realize. This is where being a bad leader really can have an effect. So 1 casualty, their discipline is +1, so it's net even. But this guy's leadership is a 9, or otherwise they get a pin. So that A company suffers a pin, so they got 1. So they'll be rallying, I believe, next when it gets their turn. Lieutenant Robert Charles Tyler will move forward in close order towards the fence line. Confederate Zouaves advance 4 inches. We're getting ready to do battle. Confederate skirmishers in the woods going to check the. They're not through the trees far enough. They're going to have to. They might be able to skirmish though. I think they can move forward a little bit and fire with half firepower. Sergeant Charles Tyler is going to try to skirmish forward 3 inches and then fire 3 shots at the Confederates, at the Union, if he can succeed. All right, that was actually Sergeant Jefferson Vaughn, not Sergeant Charles Tyler. I'm sorry, he had already fired from the trees. That does succeed. He's got a leadership of 5+, so they will move forward 3 inches and fire 3 shots. They are firing into cover. This might be totally worthless. Yeah, they're firing into hard cover too. They got that stone wall protecting them. They're closer to the wall than the other guys, so I'm not even sure. They got to roll all 5s and they might kill 1 guy. All right, they don't get a single hit. Union breathes a sigh of relief. C Company, or it's actually B Company from the Tennessee Regulars, try to pass an order and move forward in close order. Captain John Houston Savage succeeds. His men will move forward 4 inches. Last up is Lieutenant Tyree Bell and the Confederate Cavalry. Going to try to advance. And they will, they're going to go at the double. Those boys from Georgia rush out 13 inches, trying to find the Union cavalry who's coming through the trees. Have ourselves a little cavalry battle. And as we look from the overhead camera, that'll complete the Confederate turn 2. We got 2 units who shot. We actually had a guy get killed. We got a Union company getting pinned. Artillery can't fire because their commander's a butthead. And Confederates getting ready to have a close encounter with the Union up here. Lieutenant Walter Whitaker, he's going to run his guys at the double. They're going to come out of this march column thing they're in at the end. You know, to decide later if they want to go into close order. C Company rushes forward, coming out of march column, which doesn't exist in this game. Just a little bit of a Steveism. And they're moving up behind that stone wall. I'll have to make some decisions what they'll do next. Sergeant Charles Henson's going to try to run forward at the double. Not that he's brave, he just doesn't like being out in the open. He's going to try to get up behind these guys in a little bit of cover behind one of these bushes. They move up behind the shrubs. Remember, those guys can't fire until they're fired upon. They got the same rule of engagement we had in Somalia. No fun. Okay. He's chilling. Sergeant Orville Hamilton's going to try to dash across the road behind this building so we can continue to skirmish forward and maybe support the center here. They almost make too good of a dash. 12 inches. They're right out there. They're almost through the last line of buildings. All right, that works. Maybe they're going to head for that field there. All right, I think it's time for the Union artillery. Let me see if I can see anything. Can definitely see the Confederates. Just got to check the range. I did increase the artillery range to 48 inches. All right, let's see if they can pass an order and fire on that Confederate line. They're showing old Johnny Reb how to shoot. All right, the cannon fires out. I think they get 2 shots per man, 4-man crew. So 8 hits or 8 tries to hit, and they reduce cover by 1, but they're already in the open, so I don't think it can't get any worse. All right, they blow away 2 guys with that artillery shot. Oh, they can take a pin check. He's got a leadership of 7, or hang on. Yeah, it's got a leadership of 7, so I need to roll an 8+ to not get a pin. It keeps those boys feeling strong. All right. The other Union gun has nothing to shoot at, so they're just kind of stand to and. All right, we got a rally here. All right, got to roll 2 dice, -1. Looking to get over a. Oh my god, they're like a 9. This guy's the worst leader ever. Actually, it's 2 dice, just even, because they have 1 for discipline and they lose 1 for the 1 pin. Oh, Captain Thomas Casey. He's able to rally, even with that terrible leadership he's got. That's awesome. Great job, buddy. Sergeant Hugh, I'm totally wasted. Reed, he's just in range. These guys are in light cover. He's going to fire 6 shots at him. They only get 2 5+, so they needed 3 of them to kill 1 guy, with them being at long range and in cover, or soft cover. So, no effect. I forgot to move Lieutenant John Osborne in the Union Zouaves. Leadership plus, 6+. Gonna try to move out down the road at double time. They run out of column and start getting into a wild formation to try to head towards the front. All right. Successful. Always rolling that 1 for the extra dice. Terrible. B Company under Nicholas Anderson is going to try to wrap around this building and get behind that stone wall there. Captain Anderson gets his guys behind the stone wall. Probably get him into close order next turn, and then they can start unleashing volley after volley. Lieutenant Sidney Barnes is going to try to move at the double. Scoot through the trees. Try to engage the Confederate cavalry from Georgia. Won't reach him this turn unless he gets a ridiculous roll. Or won't get him at all, as his men aren't able to follow that order. They stay back there behind the trees. They're relaxing. All right, that'll end a Union turn. Turn 2. Union troops moving around, cutting through buildings, rallying, firing cannons, Zouaves running up. A little bit of everything. Should have ourselves an absolutely insane fight from now on. We've had 3 guys get blown away. Confederates were able to pass their pin test. Union not so lucky, but they were able to rally out of there even with that terrible leadership. Okay, on to turn 3. See you in a minute. All right, turn 3 starts with a thunderous volley from Lieutenant Davenport's C Company, firing at 16 inches into the Union here behind the stone wall. It'll be in hard cover. They've lost 2 guys, so this will be 22 shots. So this is my first big volley. These guys will be hitting on 5s and 6s because they're not in close range. So every 2 casualties, because it's not close range, will cause a guy, every 2 hits will cause the guys to come off, but they're in hard cover, so I think it's going to be every 4? We double check that, but I think that's right. No, every 3, 5, or 6 removes 1 guy. I'm debating about moving forward, but I don't want to shoot. We're going to shoot. So far, not terribly horrific, probably because of the cover. 2 soldiers are killed in that C Company for the Union. The Union's going to have to roll over a 5, no, a 6, sorry, to avoid being pinned. So they pick up their first pin marker. The Confederacy is going to pour it on. These skirmishers are going to fire as their free action into them as well. 6 shots coming from this sharpshooter section into hard cover. They're able to blow another guy away, so another pin check here. They're going to have to roll 5+ to avoid a second pin. Alright, they're able to shake that one off. Strong work. Move back over here. A Company is going to try to move forward 4 inches. Captain Jones need a 5+ to make that happen. They move up onto the ridge line. All right, Captain Sadistic back here, going to try to motivate his men again. Maybe a little nicer this time, hopefully. Lieutenant Munson looking for 8+ to get these guys to pull the trigger on their cannons. They'll try gun number 1. Those gentlemen are still sobbing into their handkerchiefs after the last beating. They can't pull the trigger. Gun number 2, what can they do? Too much psychological damage. Confederate guns staying silent again. Union, yes, they love it. Don't blast us with cannonballs. Sergeant Tyler, sharpshooter's going to fire 6 more shots at long range into the Union column. They miss everything. That's the break they needed. All right, they can get out here and try to deploy. Love it. All right, moving on to the Confederate Zouaves. Ooh, is it time to shoot? Yeah, it's shoot or be shot, in my opinion. Let's see the range. 23 inches. They will cut loose with 16 shots into hard cover. All right, hitting on 5s and 6s. They're able to kill 1 Union trooper. They'll take a pin check. They'll need a 5+ to avoid the pin. Sergeant Vaughn follows that up with 6 shots of his own against these guys. Not enough hits to cause a casualty on the Union. Holding strong with their 1 pin. This last B Company try to move forward 4 inches. Lieutenant John Houston Savage, gotta love the name. He moves his boys forward. He's not a Confederate commander. He's a porn star in the 80s. But he is moving forward. He will engage at some point. They're going to do we're trying to do some rolling fire where one unit tries to pin him and then the other unit advances and maybe then they pin him. That's going to be my tactic and see if it works. Lieutenant Tyree Bell going to move his boys forward at the double. Trying to engage those Yankees. Georgia cavalry rushes forward, get a maximum move. That's pretty awesome. Strong work, gentlemen. That'll bring the end of the Confederate turn with some great volleys. B Company and A Company continue to advance, placing some pins on B Company and C Company of the Union. Big missed opportunity on A Company. Let's see if the Union can respond. We'll be starting off with a rally test down here. They've got one pin, looking to beat a 5. Their discipline's +1, so it's going to be even. They are able to rally their pin off. Good for them. And I forgot my artillery piece is actually a 5-man crew, so I owe these guys an extra shot if they hit. I'm going to go out of order a little bit because I want to move them forward. They're not allowed to shoot until they're fired upon because of their stupid rule. But that makes it kind of fun too, so it's not that dumb. Fire the artillery piece first at those gentlemen, and then rush these guys up and try to go as far to the left as possible, trying to block the fire of the artillery. So gun 1 of 1st Ohio, for first section of the 1st Ohio battery, unloads again. Would normally be 10 shots, kicking it up to 12 because I kind of hosed them last time. Firing into the Confederates, needing 4s to hit. And there's the bloodbath we were talking about. Oh, 5 guys are blown to pieces by that artillery blast from that gun. Oh, all right, that'll be a -4 pin check for C Company. Lieutenant Davenport feels that as his company reels back under the, the hail of the cannonball that just blew 4 or 5 of their guys away. I think it was 5, right? Oh, after that blast from that cannon, Sergeant Henson orders his men to jump over the hedge and move up to the wall close to the building at the double. First sharpshooters were able to slide against that building. Didn't quite make the wall with that kind of cruddy roll they made with another 1 on the extra dice for the double action. Second sharpshooters under Sergeant Orville, is it Hamilton? He's the general's favorite nephew. He's got those boys that can shoot. They are going to fire 6 shots at long range at these rebels coming over the top of the ridge. They kill one of the rebels. They take a pin test at it's break even. Been needing a 6+ to avoid the pin. That was nothing for those Tennessee regulars. They lose 3 or 4 guys before breakfast every day. Union Zouaves. Actually, let me see if that artillery piece can hit. They rotate. I'm going to see if I can rotate the gun. It wasn't quite in range, so they're going to try to rotate it. You know what? They're just going to stand too, because the second they rotate, I'm going to move the Zouaves into that hole, so there'll be nothing to shoot at. They're just going to stand too. Lieutenant John Osborne going to try to move at the double with the Zouaves out towards the front lines. If you guys want to turn this into a drinking game, every time I roll a 1 for that extra, the extra die moved or extra inches moved on a double action, I could be drunk by the time I get to turn 5. Did another one. Union Zouaves get to about there next to the cookhouse behind the farmhouse. Not a bad place to be. All right, here's the big one. The captain, with his terrible leadership, has to get an order off here. Get his boys spread out into cover before they get blown away. Moving at the double. Oh yeah, baby, 11-inch move. Let's see where they go. Captain Casey thinks he's the greatest commander ever, waving his hat like there's no tomorrow. Good job, boys! As they run across the battlefield to get behind the snake rail fence, right in front of all the Confederates that are firing. All right, B Company, they got 1 pin. They got a rally. Oh, thank goodness this guy's a good commander. That actually gets rid of it. He ties what he needed to get. Lieutenant Sidney Barnes gonna try to attack the Confederates. Let's get our first hand-to-hand out of the way. All right, that attack is gonna happen. I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna read. Gotta make sure I don't screw this up completely. They both get 8 dice. Let's see what happens. Oh, what a mess. Just like that, 9 guys are killed. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. Confederates lose 5. Union victorious, lose 4. I forgot to roll when I was hitting guys earlier for leader casualties. We'll do that now. Confederates are going to need a 9+ to avoid getting a pin after that epic beating. Neither one of the leaders is hit, so that's a good thing. Once they are pinned, the Union cavalry advances forward on their follow-upping their hand-to-hand victory since they were the attacking unit. The Confederates will be attacking with, oh gosh, well, the commanders don't count, so 3 guys attacking with 1 dice versus the Union, I think it's 4, right? Yeah, sorry, I was oogling with confidence there. Yeah, 1 dice versus 4. It's rounded down and then half the unit. Or half the unit rounded down. Let me double check. I might have to roll. Before that, they did wipe them out. They wiped them off the planet. They killed everybody. They lost a guy. I have to check if their leader was killed, but I have to really check if they were pinned. I don't think. Let me see if they have to take a pin check even though they won the hand-to-hand. Maybe they don't have to. No, if you win, you don't have to check for pins. I just have to check to see if that leader is killed in that last melee after I lose a guy. All right, not too bad. Went well. Good hand-to-hand. Nice. And that'll end up that turn, I believe. I think I got everybody, right? I'm once again oogling with confidence. Okay, Union's done. Going on to the next turn. Johnny Reb just lost their cavalry. No one was within range to do another check after that because no one was close enough to... there's a test if a unit is blown up near you, but that wasn't close enough. So we're good. They're kind of... Ignorance is bliss right now. Okay, see you in a minute. On to turn 4. Just to recap, mistakes I've made so far. Forgot a couple times to roll for casualties on leaders during the shooting phase. I didn't shoot enough rounds for a cannon. Well, I know I screwed up a couple other things. I didn't give enough cover for the hard cover from long range. I'm sure I've messed something else up, but that's things I got to do. So the long range shooting was over 12 inches for the musket or a rifle, whatever, is +1. Or maybe I got it right. I don't know. Hang on. That's what I did wrong. I'm looking at plussing and I'm not doing it as 2. So it takes long range takes 2 hits to make 1 casualty, and short cover at long range takes 3 hits to make 1 casualty. And then at long range and hard cover it takes 4 kills to get 1 casualty. If you start doing pluses, you screw yourself up. So that's my fault. That's the way my brain works, and it's not good. Okay, let's go on to turn 4. Confederacy. Gonna do some rallying over here, but the boys hit by the cannonballs. Got to do they got 1 pin. They have a discipline of +1, so that breaks it even. Got a leadership of 7. Lieutenant Tyler, Rally C Company. Great job, my friend. All right, moving on over. This unit here, they're getting nervous about these skirmishers moving up on them. They technically wouldn't be aware of that these guys can't fire until fired upon. So these guys are in less cover because they're away from the wall, so it would be an easier shot for them, and they're a closer target, so they're going to fire at them. All right, 6 shots. We gotta check the range. That might be, no, I bet it's like 14 inches. Let me double check. It's actually about 15 inches. So they're gonna blast away, needing 5, 6 shots. Alright, they score 3 hits, so that's 1 kill on that unit. Alright, we'll do a test to see if Sergeant Henson is shot himself, and then we'll roll right into a pin test on that unit at even. Sergeant Henson is not killed by that little skirmish fire. They have to roll a 5+ to not take a pin. Oh, they failed that big time. Alright, 1 pin on those guys. Going down the line, Captain Jones, they're going to fire into the Zouaves as they clear those buildings. Confederates are slightly elevated. Those boys are packed in nice and tight, so they're going to get no cover. 18 inches away, hitting on 5s. Every 2 hits will blow away a guy. 23 shots, fun for the whole family. Three Zouaves are killed. That'll be a -2 pin test, and let's see if their lieutenant is shot. They've got to roll an 8+ not to be pinned. Oh, great job by the Zouave lieutenant, keeping his boys together. Strong work. All right, we'll go back to our Mr. Butthead. The brutal commander, gun 1. Can they pull it together to fire? Lieutenant Munson's got to be getting so irate. Look at that perfect shot from gun 1. Gun 2, about the same shot. Let's see if they can pull it together. Terrible! I'll tell you what, I already said I'm going to be able to switch out 2 commanders. He's numero uno to go. You can't have your artillery commander with a -2 discipline just thrashing your unit, unless you really have a leadership of like 3. Gentlemen, pretty close shot into the Confederates. Into the Union infantry running towards them. They're going to blast away. They will get soft cover from the fence line. That is within 12 inches, though. Able to kill 1 Union trooper there with that quick volley from the trees. Speaking of officers to go, this captain is terrible. He's got a great mustache. That's about it. So, let's see if he's killed. The unit is hoping so. He sticks around, unfortunately. I think his boys are going to start pushing him in front of them pretty soon to hopefully take a shot. And now we do the pin test, and they need a 9+ not to be pinned. I'll tell you what, for being a big old bag of crap, he's actually not doing such a bad job. He's getting rolling really good for him. So, luck can sometimes work out. Good job, my friend. Our Zouave unit is going to try to advance. They're going to try to count on a skirmish unit to put a pin on these guys. Oh, total fail. Skirmishers might actually not be the best shot. They're going to need to get 4 hits to make 1 casualty on these Union infantry behind a stone wall. But 6 shots, here they come. Utterly worthless shooting. This unit, B Company, try to move forward 4 more inches as they continue their plodding advance towards Danville. Alright, they're continuing their advance. There is no cavalry anymore. So that'll finish up Confederate turn 4. Not the best turn. Couple casualties, but no pins, which is big if you don't want to eat a lot of bullets. Biggest factor so far, the Confederate artillery unable to fire. Maybe it blows away a unit, but it basically would have had a big impact. And it did get 1 pin. Sorry, they put a pin on that skirmish unit, but now they can fire. So we'll see. Union firing back, starting with, or maybe firing back, starting over here. C Company gonna move into close order, get ready to do some business. That's a free move, so they move into close order. Sliding over towards the my right, towards this this Union skirmish unit. They're going to try to rally one pin, even roll test. They're going to need a 5+ to rally. Union artillery piece going silent. Too dangerous of a shot now. This is not laser guided artillery, so their gun will not fire. They will stand to. That's both Union guns. This one, no shot either. You'll save them for a last ditch. Maybe start moving them. Huh, you never know. I might actually try to do that. These guys are going to try to move. I think they don't move very far. They're going to try to move, though, and try to move out in the road. Looking for a 5+ to slide to their left a little bit. He slides over a little bit to his left. Just getting ready for whatever. Okay, moving up. Got some free shooting from a group of Union skirmishers. These are the good shot boys too. 6 shots firing into that unit, trying to get a pin. Long range sharpshooters hitting on 4+, no cover. So much for those guys being sharpshooters. Terrible shooting, no casualties. Only had one thing that even made contact. Zouaves. They're going to try to advance forward to that shrub line. They move forward 9 inches into that field. Way to go. These gentlemen are going to use their free move to go into closed order. Or close order, excuse me. Oh, here we go. Union's starting to look sharp. This unit will do the same thing. They'll form into close order as well. And I just realized another mistake I've been messing up for both sides is firing into close order is a +1 to hit for anybody. These gentlemen back here, they're with the drunk man. They're going to try to move like heck. Even the drunkard passes the order. Their destination, if they can make it, will be that little field there. Not little field, but corral, I guess is the word, in the stable. Behind the fence in hard cover. That'll be good for them. And last up for the Union, way over here on the left, will be the Kentucky Cavalry. They're going to start heading towards these gentlemen. Uh-oh. There's 4 remaining cavalry dashing across the battlefield. Could be some problems for these Confederates. All right, turn 4 comes to an end. The battle lines are starting to form out here. Union's getting their act together. Zouaves still need to form up. Liking it. So far, not as bloody. I'll leave most of that for my conclusion video, but so far not as bloody. But I really haven't. I think when I get to close range and we start getting volley fire, and I remember the rules to be a +1 to hit, it'll probably be horrific. But there we go. All right, we'll see you in the next turn. All right, starting on the south side, Lieutenant Davenport. Gonna try to move his men closer. Always a great idea. See what he can do. I think he wants to try to maximize firepower. They do hit the 12-inch range now for the next time they can shoot or be shot at. So volley fire will be kicking in. Moving over to the next unit, these skirmishers now are, these guys from C Company are the closest target, so they will rotate back to them and try to, I think the big things for me is try to put a pin on these guys so they won't completely destroy this unit with their first round of volley fire. Alright, so they're now at close range. They're also firing at a unit in close order. So that's a +1 to shoot. The close range will take away the extra hit you have to get to cause damage but they'll still have to get 2 hits to cause 1 death in this unit. But I explained that right. So 6 shots hitting on 4s, 5s, and 6s. Every 2 hits will kill somebody. Alright, blow away 2 guys. Not bad shooting there. Good job, gents. They'll take a -1 pin test because of their discipline +1. They're able to pass that test. They don't take a pin. Oh, that's bad news. But there you go. Alright, A Company now is in close range of the Zouave unit. They aren't in close order, but they are in soft cover. They will unload on them. 23 shots. Is that right? Yeah, hitting on 5s and 6s. They blow away 4 more of the Zouaves. That'll be a -3 pin test for them. Great save by their lieutenant. They're going to stick around and not be pinned. Sergeant Tyler is going to fire 6 shots at close range into soft cover against A Company. And before I pull the trigger on that, let me go over here first and see if this lieutenant is hit by that skirmish fire. He was not. Now let's see if the Zouave lieutenant was hit by that volley fire from A Company. Oh, that was close. That thing was spinning between the 1 and the 6 there. Okay, but he's able to survive. All right, back to where we were. 6 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s in soft cover. They killed 2 guys. Let's see if they hit the captain. -1 pin test, needing a 10 because of his outstanding leadership abilities. With that Union line being pinned, these Zouaves are going to try to march forward and get to point blank range. Oh boy, they're getting up close and personal. Alright, here we go. Alright, the 3rd sharpshooters is going to try a skirmish move. Fire, well, they're just going to move forward. If they get 6 shots, they're going to need 4 hits to do 1 casualty on 5s and 6s. The odds aren't really in my favor on that one. Yeah, they're going to move forward. They move up to the fence line. They'll try to cross over that next time, try to move up to that stone fence probably. All under the fire of these guys. These guys have got to start being concerned about the cavalry. I got to look up rules for being attacked from behind. They're going to try to move forward one more time to the fence line. And I was focusing on infantry. I forgot to go with the artillery. Yeah, it's more of a precision shot kind of thing, threading the needle there anyway. I don't know. That's too close to the skirmishers. I'm gonna try to move them forward. How about that? Get something going here. And once again, because of his unit's discipline, fails to do anything. They've been a complete non-factor in this battle. Alright, and that will now end the Confederate turn. I think 5. Got some skirmisher fire. Got a good line blast against the Zouaves. Did pin A Company here for the Union as we move up. And then we've got some serious line action going on here. But concerns are growing behind them. Starting on the Union right, we're going to get a volley fire against these gentlemen at 11 inches, I believe. 19 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. No, because they get a +1 for the volley fire and +1 for these guys being in close order. Oh, 19 shots hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. I haven't even added them up yet, but that looked like a fatality to me. I just saw all these. I didn't see many ones and twos. All right, let's see how many guys survived this volley. All right, 14 guys are blown away. And that's what people were telling me about. And that was the impression I got from the rules. That unit is incinerated. They can only have 6 guys. They have to have 6 guys to be in close order, so they come out of that. We'll have to see if the commander got hit, so that's something else. I also remembered if you're pinned, you can't be in close order, so I took a company of the Union out of close order as well. And now we will see if this, sorry as I pan to the left, this lieutenant over here is taken out by that shot. Also, they're going to need a minus 13 to see if they get a pin. Alright, so there's no way I'm going to be able to roll. I think I have to roll a 20 on 2 6-sided dice. That's not going to happen. So, not in this universe. So they get the pin automatically. Lieutenant is not hit. And now we'll, that was the first volley from the Union, which was a devastating one. These guys can now fire because they have been fired upon. I think I'm going to try to skirmish, move up to the wall, and fire at half firepower. All right, they successfully complete that maneuver. 3 shots hitting on 5s and 6s. All right, they take 2 casualties, and we'll take a -1 pin test. Good thing that wasn't for the leader casualty roll, huh? Okay, so they definitely with the double 1 will take a pin. Now we'll see if the leader gets hit. Woo! Almost got him again. All right, he's able to dodge that bullet. Probably gets his whole shot through his hat or something. All right, so they're got some problems on the left. The Confederacy got some issues. All right, this sergeant is gonna move at the double towards these guys get into range. Thankfully, with his unit's discipline and his leadership, he makes that barely. So they run forward 8 inches. All right, up to the Zouaves. They don't have time to switch over into close order. They're just going to fire the way they are. 9 shots at close range, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s in the open. They kill 5 guys. They'll take a -4 pin test. Needing a 10 plus not to be pinned. Alright, that artillery piece is going to stand too. And this artillery piece is going to try to move out onto the road. Before I do that, I'm going to see if the captain gets popped by one of those rounds from the Zouave barrage. Alright, let's push out onto the street. Alright, they're out on the road. These skirmishers under the drunkard are going to try to move forward into that, what do I call it? Corral. Alright, they occupy that corral. They'll sit right there. Kind of cut through that door into that open area of the farm. Stables, whatever. Okay, so they're done. We're going to do a rally check. Even on A Company with his wonderful leadership. Alright, they stay pinned. Moving on over, these gentlemen, I can see who they're going to fire on. Alright, their biggest threat is these guys. They're in their forward arc. It's 180 degrees. I'm going to check the measurement. They're going to fire on them in close cover. Or close order soft cover. And this should be horrific. 22 shots hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Every 2 shots will kill a man. Oh, they reel back as 8 of their guys are killed. Let's see if the leader is hit first. Another close shave, and then we'll have a -7 pin test, which I would need to roll a 15, so that's not happening. I'm going to give them a pin real quick. Alright, they are pinned by that massive volley. They're kind of cowering behind that snake rail fence like it's some kind of force field or something. Not going to get it done. Alright, Union Cavalry trying to move at the double. They come screaming behind the trees as that unit is reeling from that volley fire. Now here comes a cavalry charge from behind. That ends a savage turn for the Confederates. Union tears them up. That's the end. Actually, the end of the unit turn. The Union turn. I was like, who was that savage really for? Yeah. Woo. Got several pinned units. I think the Confederates have 1, 2, 3, 4 units pinned. They're gonna have to not fire. Next turn, Union only has 1, so there will be continued fire from Union positions against the Confederates, who are already getting hammered by casualties, especially over here on the far left. C Company. Oh, those guys deserve some grog for that volley. Just completely destroyed that unit, cut them down by 80%. And the Confederate B Company comes out of close order as they are pinned, just kind of scrambling for cover. Alright, before we start turn 6, did catch an error during the editing process. When these guys failed their rally test, they should have done a half move retreat. So that was accomplished. I also remembered that one of these commanders is an idiot, and I forgot to roll to see if it gets a 1. So I'm catching little things I screwed up, but I'll get the hang of it on game 3, but it's still early. Alright, let's get this started. Alright, starting from left to right, down here south, down south. C Company, who got pretty much obliterated. Might be thinking of a different career path. They have to roll a rally test 7+. Yeah, that's after modifiers. They fail their rally test and fall back 3 inches, or retreat fall 3 inches. And now we'll go on to this rally test for the sharpshooters. This guy needs to roll a 10+. They also fail and fall back. Alright, we'll slide down the line to the right here. Alright, A Company in the center. Let's see what they got to roll. Need a 6+ to rally. Or after they fell back, it's actually more of a realistic shot, this artillery. So they're going to need 8+ to shoot. Start off with a gun on the left. Holy cow, I was starting to think these guys didn't bring gunpowder. They unleash a blast across the battlefield back there at A Company of the Union. 10 shots, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. It's over short range, so it'll be an extra casualty figure, and it's also soft cover, but it'll reduce by 1. So every 2 hits will kill somebody. Cannon blows away 2 guys. -1 pin check. He's already a crappy leader. Our first unit with 2 pins. Alright, second artillery piece for the Confederacy is going to try to fire, needing an 8+. You just can't figure it out. No firing for those gentlemen. Alright, moving forward into the trees. These guys will fire straight ahead. I'm going to see if it's out of the 12-inch range. That'll be 6 shots in the open at close range. Hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. They killed 2 more guys. I got to do 2 checks to see if that captain is shot. He's all right. The men groan. They want him dead. Now they gotta roll a 10 to avoid a third pin. Now it's just getting mean as they pick up a third pin. All right, moving down the line. Confederate Zouaves. All right, they're gonna just go for the kill. They're gonna fire into them at close range too with no cover. This is gonna be volley fire at close range. Thankfully, the Union is not in close order themselves. Hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s, no cover, close range. They kill 8 more guys. Oh, let's see if the leaders hit. I automatically gave them a 4th pin because they would need to roll a 16 on 2d6, which isn't going to happen. So 4 pins on those gentlemen as they get blasted from every direction possible. Going over to these skirmishers, they're going to try to fire. It will be long range. I guess we can try to skirmish. Well, I don't know. Hang on, let me think about it. Not a lot of good options here. They're going to cut loose with 6 shots. 5s and 6s. They need 4 of them to kill one guy. They completely miss, and we'll go out to B Company here. They got to rally. They'll need an 8+. All right, outstanding. They are rallied just in time to see the cavalry come behind them. They are in. They're not in closed order, so they don't really have a flanks and a rear. They're all over the place. All right. These guys are. There's no one to fight. They blew them away, but they might as well finish them off. They're going to unload. It's long range now, so they'll get other shots. Hitting on 5s and 6s. Every 2 hits kills a guy. Wow, these boys can shoot. 9 hits, 4 kills. They have 4 guys left. They blow away the entire C Company. All right, Sergeant Moore. He was right next to that C Company when he got incinerated, so he's got to take a pin test. They fail that. Take a second pin. Always a good thing. See what these gentlemen could do. Sergeant Henson. How many guys they got left? Sorry. He's got 5 shooters. They're going to fire at these guys at a long range, needing 5s and 6s to hit. They kill a guy. They'll still need another 10 to avoid a third pin. Confederate left is buckling. Oh boy. We got another skirmish unit here. They're going to fire at long range. I think, yeah, I'll double. Yeah, it's long range. Well, let me check. I'll take that back. It's like a millimeter inside of 12 inches. They're going to fire 6 shots in the open at the A Company of the Confederates. This is Sergeant Hamilton. He's already got the sharpshooter, so he's going to be hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, is he firing? He's firing at I forgot they're firing at a closed order unit too. I already calculated that in. 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Every dice will kill in 6 shots. Blow away 4 guys. We'll need a 9+ to not take a pin. It'll be pinned. They will come out of close order, and we'll check to see if the leader is hit. He's not struck. I gotta go run over here and check see if that leader was hit when they were hit by the skirmishers. Another close shave, but that sergeant's all right. All right, I forgot the Zouave lieutenant is an idiot. I gotta roll and see if I roll a 1. We'll do it on a 1, 2, or a 3. He does something random this time because I forgot the last 2 times. For their idiotic decision, they do a bayonet charge. They don't quite reach the A Company, but they are on the way. Good luck, gentlemen. All right, that gun will stand too, but sliding over here, this gun will open fire up onto these trees if it can and try to blow these guys out of the woods. They hammer away at those skirmishers up there, or the sharpshooters. Good luck, my friends. Two of their unit are hit by that cannonball. Never a good thing. All right, -1 pin test. All right, they passed. Let's see if their sergeant's struck by that cannonball. He's able to duck and weave. That thing misses him. These drunks fire from the corral straight ahead up the hill at these guys. 6 shots, hitting on 5s and 6s in light cover at long range. Too bad they weren't hitting on 4s. No casualties, no effect there. All right, moving on to the ultra pin test for this captain. Let's see what he can do. Sorry about the zoom in, zoom out. Whoa! He's got a -3 rally check, looking for a 12. They fall back again. At least they didn't run off the battlefield. All right, these guys are sick of the skirmishers in front of them. We're going to fire them at long range, soft cover. All right, they killed 2 of those sharpshooters with that barrage. Lieutenant Jefferson looking for a 6+ to keep his boys unpinned. Oh, they love it. And then the final move will be the Union trying to do a charge into B Company. Let's see how the melee goes, or the melee, excuse me. Confederacy, Union's going to be rolling 3 dice, killing a guy on every dice they get it over a 4, 5, or a 6. The Confederacy's going to roll a whole lot of dice, and they're going to be killing on every second dice. All right, Confederates wipe out the Union cavalry. They do lose 3 guys themselves. Let's see if their captain is killed. All right, that unit's gone. That unit's gone for the Union. No one's around to take a pin test to be that close, and that'll end turn 6. What a nightmare! Oh, got a charge going on by the Zouaves, and the whole Confederate left is toast. Alright, got a rally check, -2 down here at this end. Starting on the south side with this sharpshooter group. What's left of it, at least. Oh, they failed that test. That 10 leadership is not going to work out too well. So, that's where they are. Well, they're out of firing range now. Next up is another rally for the Confederates. A Company of the 4th Tennessee has got to get a 6+ to get their act together before they get slammed into by the Zouaves. All right, Captain Jones successfully rallies them, readying for the hand-to-hand. We'll slide back to the artillery, which has been terrible. They'll try to fire gun number 1. They're going to shoot across and try to blow those guys out of the corral. Gun 1 fails. On to gun 2. Let's see what they can do with this. All right. He's going to actually get a round off, which is kind of exciting, and fire 10 shots, and it'll be soft cover at long range. So every third kill will hit somebody for 4, 5s, and 6s. Cannonball slams into the corral, killing 2 of the sharpshooters in there. But they got a -1 pin test. Sergeant Reed, even though he's hammered, is able to pass that pin test with his boys. Doing a good job. All right. These guys are going to fire 3 shots at that same unit in hard cover, though, at long range. Just after I said that, I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that anymore. They wouldn't be able to roll enough dice to even inflict a casualty. So they're going to fire at the A company, try to put another pin on them. No casualties. All right, the Zouaves are going to hammer away at them and try to put them into the ground here. Oh gosh, they kill 3 more guys. That unit is tore up. -2 break test. Captain Casey looking to roll an 11 to keep from getting another pin. Up to 5 pins. Oh, even their drummer got killed in that last barrage. These sharpshooters are going to try to cross the fence and move up to that wall. They're going to double time it. They move up to the fence. Last unit of the Confederacy is going to try to hustle down this fence line to the right, trying to outflank the Union. Try to get out of that 180-degree arc. Double timing it. Uh-oh, got ourselves a flank going on. Getting crazy up in here. All right, that'll end Confederate turn 7. Not very eventful. They did hammer that one unit. They did some moves. That cannon's actually, one of the cannons fired. I forgot about that too. So, yeah. And these guys were able to rally, which was big. Go off to the Union here in a second and start their turn. The one thing I have to do immediately is I forgot these guys have a chance of running out of ammunition on a 1 every time they fire. So I think they fired twice. I'm going to roll 2 dice. Alright, they did not run out of ammo, and now we will start Union turn 7. Alright, these guys are going to try to do a double time move and start trying to peel the flank away on the Confederacy. Thankfully, that lieutenant has a leadership of 5 and a discipline of +1 makes that 4 come true. All right, these guys will try to do the same thing, cut into this, start cutting over to attack the Confederates. All right, they move to the edge of the trees. We're ready to fire next turn. There's stuff to shoot at still. All right, let's see if the Zouaves get a 1 and do something stupid. All right, they go in and attack them. 10 versus 17. Count everybody. Johnny Reb loses 8 guys. The Union completely wiped out. Lost 10. Let's see if the captain is killed. Nope, he survives. Following up that, these skirmishers or sharpshooters are going to unload into these boys at close range. 6 shots hitting on 5s and 6s. They kill 3 guys. They've got to do a -2 pin test. Oh, they just missed it. They're down to 1 pin. They have 1 pin now. That gun will stand too. This artillery piece going to try to fire again at these guys and these little cluster of trees. 10 shots coming in. Every 2 will kill somebody on 4, 5s, and 6s. See if their sergeant is killed by that cannonball that killed 3 other guys. Oh, what a mess. Sharpshooters are going to fire at them too, at long range and light cover. Every 3rd will kill somebody. They've only got 4 shots, so they better make them count. Oh, they just missed killing a dude. Oh, that's too bad. All right, we got this rally check, -4. They fail that completely. Less than 2, so they flee the battlefield. It takes a lot to flee the battlefield. As far as I can tell, you can get, maybe that counters the fact you seem to get a lot of casualties, but more of that later on in the follow-up video after the Rebels and Patriots. Just a quick little insight. All right, these guys are going to unload into these sharpshooters at close range, but they are in hard cover. They are just wiped off the face of the planet. They're done. All right, so that ends turn 7. Got Rebel B Company pushing the right flank here on these gentlemen. Confederate Zouaves finally able to shove out the A Company for the Union. These gentlemen are down to one guy after being hammered by sharpshooters and cannonballs and everything else. These guys did kill the Zouaves, but they are quickly falling apart and are about to get taken from the side. And then we've got one sharpshooter group left that is really struggling. And yeah, that's it. All right, go on to turn 8. All right, starting off on the south side for the Confederates, Sergeant William Moore. He's terrible. +10 leadership. He's the worst guy in the world. He's got to take a rally test. Still has a discipline of 1, 3 pins, -2, needing a 12. He literally routes off the table. See you later, buddy. They break and run. All right, moving over. These guys have to take a rally. It'll be an even. Captain Jones needs a 6. Captain Jones fails that test and falls back 3 inches to the back of the hill. Lieutenant Hill is going to try to rotate this gun to the left and shift over in preparation for the heat that's coming from this side. Lots of double ones this morning. These guys are going to try to fire a second cannonball into the corral there and blow those guys off the planet. Might be a one and done kind of battle for these guys. They each got one shot. They might be start packing their crap up to leave. Party's over, baby. Sharpshooter taking one shot into hard cover at long range. You can't even hit him. What's the point? Oh, crap. I don't even know who to shoot at. Hang on. You can't hit any of the Union troops around them that are in range because everyone's in cover. I guess you could fire a long-range shot at the artillery piece. How about that? One shot. No, you still couldn't kill him. He's not going to do anything. He's going to stand there since he is a combat ineffective. Zouaves trying to pass an order, double time up to that stone wall. All right, they clear the fence and are up against the stone wall across the little field from the Union troops. These gentlemen, since they don't really have flanks and they're not in close order, will basically just turn to the left and try to fire at these gentlemen. I technically didn't roll that. I just changed kind of facing. Didn't have to roll anything. They're going to fire. I'm going to count how many shots they are. Close range. There's no cover anymore. It's a nightmare. 13 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Everything hits. They kill 7 guys, those 7 hits. Let's see if the captain is hit by a musket ball. Or mini ball, excuse me. -6 pin test on these gentlemen. They receive a pin, come out of close order, and that'll end the Confederate turn 8, I think it is, right? All right, good move by the rebels, taking the flank, pushing in. They're really gonna try to wipe them out here on the right as the Union will try to push on their left. All right, let's get on to the Union side. All right, Lieutenant Davenport's gonna try to move his boys at the double. Keep coming this through these right around the edge of the trees here. They get a 10-inch move and start moving up on the Confederate left. Oh, have fun, baby. All right, the skirmishers gonna do the same thing. Move it to double, coming over the top of the hill. They get an 11-inch move and are right there in front of their faces. The other skirmish unit try to cross over the fence and do the same thing. Three Union formations closing in for the execution. Cannons that can't shoot, and these guys have to rally next turn. It's not looking good. Alright, I'm going to try to move that artillery piece out over the fence. They're basically going to kick the fence down and go. Alright, they start beating on the fence, but they haven't got it down yet. They're still stuck in that little building. These guys are going to fire if they can and try to wipe out these gentlemen up on the hill. They scored 2 kills, killing the last 2 guys in this formation. These sharpshooters are gone. Sergeant Drunk Boy going to try to cross over the fence and get out here and start trying to flank the Zouaves. 2 hammered to find a way out. He's staying there. And then we'll get a rally check on the Union formation over here in B Company. They get a successful rally. All right. It's the end of turn 8. So it gets ugly down here. Go right into it. We'll start off with trying to do a rally check on this Confederate unit down here. Looking for a 7+. This gun's going to try to rotate to the left. Try to put some fire on these guys, hopefully before they die. Fail again. This second gun tries to fire at the at the stables. 10 shots, long range. That's more light cover. I was kind of calling it heavy cover. That's not stone. Well, I guess I'll be consistent. We'll say it was a stone fence around that little corral. All right, so every 2 hits will kill a guy. No, every 3 hits. Excuse me. Reduces cover by 1. Cannonball takes the guy's head off. They're going to try to see if the leader gets hit. They got an even pin test. Looking for an 8. Alright, they are pinned. They got 1 of them. Zouaves are at the fence. They're going to try to move forward to double across the field and try to get into point blank range with these guys. Oh, they fail. They just don't want to go out into that field. And then we'll get 13 shots with no cover into these guys. Hitting on 5s and 6s this time because they're not in close order. Oh wow, they killed 5 more guys. Let's see if the captain is hit. It's not him. -4 pin test. Needing a 9. Oh, it's looking ugly over there for B Company. All right, that ends the Confederate turn 9, I think it is, or 8, 12, 15, or 18. I think it's 9. All right, let's start off down here with the Union. I think I'm going to skirmish with these guys. Well, let me see if they can see him first. Oh, they can see him. The back guys are going to fire first. And they're the good shots, too. All right, 6 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Terrible. Let's kill 1 guy. +6 pin test. They're not pinned. Let's see if the leader's hit. Alright, he's not hit. These guys pull up short. They're going to fire, then they're going to check if they're out of ammunition after they fire. They had 5 guys left. They get 5 kills. They're wiped out. Last unit skirmishing, firing. Oh, let's see if they run out of ammo, so I'm going to check that real quick. Last group to go with these skirmishers. They're going to fire at this artillery piece. 5 shots, hitting on 5s and 6s. They kill 3 members of the gun crew. They're going to need a 10 to stick around, I think. I'll definitely be soft cover, but this gun, I never even thought of it, could fire at that gun. They're going to go for it. Boom, if they can. The other gun's going to try to move after that. They hammer down on them and killing 3 of their gun crew. 2 chances for the officer to get hit. He needs basically a 10 not to be pinned. Alright, the other gun crew trying to move over that fence they're trying to kick down. They're moving out. Alright. Then we just got a rally check over here in the corral and a rally check here over in the... No, it's not their turn. Yeah, it's their turn. And see if those guys can both bring it back. These gentlemen need an 8. They basically retreat back into the barn there. I kind of left them out so I don't forget about them. But they're hiding there. You don't have to retreat any farther once they're inside the building. And these guys have to beat a 5. Alright, Union still being pushed hard on the right. But they are completely destroyed the Confederate left. They're starting to do the swing. It's just going to be a matter of time. Rally test for the artillery. Never a good time. Whoa. They need 9s for both guns. That says it all. Both gun crews run 3 inches, taking them off the board, abandoning their cannons, and they are gone. Zouaves trying to go over that wall again. That was almost too good of a move. This becomes a dangerous shot now. Rebels are going to try to roll to go over the fence and attack. Let's see if they're within 6 inches. Let me see. Hang on. They're actually 7 inches. So, so they'll move up, at least get over the fence, and they'll be ready to attack next turn. Savage fails the order. He's stuck right there. That's not good. Go over and start the Union turn. These gentlemen are, all 3 of these units are basically going to sprint and start going this direction. Captain Whitaker's troops get a 9-inch move and get to there. We'll go on. We're actually going to move these guys first. These guys don't start colliding with each other. They're going to try to move out of here. That sergeant gets his men an 8-inch move to the edge of the road, and we'll finish off with the last sharpshooter unit over here. Those gentlemen get an 11-inch move. That's pretty dang good. We'll try a rally in the barn, needing an 8, I think. They stay hidden in the barn. They must have found some sauce in there. This gun crew is going to start pushing up the road. Just in case they're needed for a flank shot. Wheels like being on a basically a path. This gun crew does the same thing and try to move down the road farther. All right, they're mobile and hostile. I love it. Okay. A thing that's left is these guys, and they weren't fired on because of the dangerous fire, so they're gonna just attack, go hand to hand against the Zouaves and press their luck. This should be a good hand to hand. Zouaves have a little bit of an advantage. Everybody's hitting on 4s. Let's go for it. Brutal hand to hand. Union kills 10. Zouaves are able to kill 7. Zouaves will fall back, and then we've got some horrible pin tests. Both units are pinned. I think they need to roll like something beyond what the dice could do. And now we got to do is see if both leaders are hit in that hand-to-hand. No, they both survive. The turn is going to end. These guys can... Oh, they can't reach them. Oh, they might have moved back far enough to clear line of sight. We'll set to see. If it's a... Yeah, I don't know. Go check that out. The Rebels are down to 2 units. Try a rally test on the Zouaves. Well, they're definitely out of range now. They failed that pin test. They fall back over to the other side of the fence. That'll free up these guys to fire a broadside into these gentlemen. 13 shots in the open. Close range. We killed 4 more troopers. Let's see if the officers hit. They're smoked down to 3 guys. Oh gosh, that's the pin test. -2 for losing those guys. Was it? Or hang on. All right, -3 pin test. See if these guys can pick a second one up. All right, they pick up a second pin, and that's the end of the Confederate turn with these last 2 guys. Well, we'll see how it goes. Here comes the Union trying to run to the rescue. Start over here on the far left. All right, they move up 9 inches. Both skirmish units can try to pass an order and get some range on somebody. Second sharpshooters in position. Start firing next turn. Zouaves. Oh, they can't fire at a long range. I forgot that guy's nearsighted or short-sighted or whatever. He can't do anything. And he's pinned. All right, second sharpshooter. Or this actually, that was second sharpshooter. Excuse me. This is first sharpshooters. They're going to try to move. He was saved. He was saved by his unit's discipline. He's able to pass an order, and he's up in position. Start laying down fire next turn. This artillery piece going to move forward and get a firing solution for next turn. Oh, that's never good. You see a cannon rolling around the corner, and you're out in the open. Second gun, going to move further down to cover the road in case the Confederates go further towards Danville. That Confederate unit moves farther to the west. They're going to get a nice little surprise from those gentlemen. Oh. Not looking good. All right, we need an 8+ to rally these boys. Alright, they rallied. They'll try to move out the back door of the barn onto the street and be able to cover down the road if they need to. These guys need a 10+ to rally. That's probably the best thing that could have happened to those gentlemen, is they fall back between the buildings. Zouaves are still pinned but can only fire at short range. These guys can't fire at anybody. Yeah. Whole Union army's coming up. Artillery's about to start blasting them. They see the Zouaves buckling to their left. Confederates are going to sound the bugle and pull back away from Danville, and they will retry their attack tomorrow. They're like, man, if we use the Rebels and Patriot rules, maybe we can take the city. That's going to be their meeting tonight. So that's what we're going to do. Great game. I'll do more breakdown as I think about it. And on my, after I do the Rebels and Patriots game, and I'll compare the two. I made mistakes as I did. I'd never played a game of this before, of course. I just kind of read the rules and jumped right in. I have some opinions. I liked it. There's a couple things maybe different, but I don't want to really draw any conclusions until I do the Rebels and Patriots. But oof, you pick one of 2 words for this game. It's either savage or brutal. Units, yeah, I don't want to get into it, but yeah, that's about it. You can draw your own conclusion from that. But I appreciate you. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Hope you enjoyed this, and I can't wait to watch what you guys are painting. I will get cleaned up. We're going to go to church, and then I will have some lunch with the family, and then we'll probably start the Rebels and Patriots game this afternoon. Have that out hopefully midweek for you. Hopefully next week's not terrible at work for me. And we will talk to you guys then, man. You're awesome. I'll see you.